What if I told you Al Capone's biggest mistake wasn't murder, bootlegging, or extortion, but a simple Valentine's Day miscalculation that sealed his fate? In the frost-bitten morning of February 14, 1929, Chicago's North Side was about to witness something that would change American criminal history forever. 7 men stood in a garage on North Clark Street, believing they were about to strike a deal for stolen Canadian whiskey. They couldn't have been more wrong. At 10:30 a.m., 4 men entered the garage. 2 wore police uniforms, making the victims think it was just another routine raid. The other 2 wore civilian clothes. But these weren't real cops. They were Capone's executioners in disguise. The fake officers ordered the 7 men to line up against the wall, face first. The victims complied, probably thinking they'd be released after a standard shakedown. Instead, they were met with a storm of bullets from Thompson submachine guns. Over 70 rounds were fired at point-blank range. What most people don't know is that this massacre wasn't just about eliminating rivals. It was Capone's attempt at psychological warfare. He wanted the bodies to be identifiable, a message to anyone who dared cross him. But this calculated brutality would prove to be his undoing. Here's where it gets interesting. Capone made sure he was in Florida during the massacre, surrounded by witnesses who could verify his whereabouts. He thought this ironclad alibi would protect him, but he fatally misread the public's tolerance for violence. The massacre's aftermath revealed a detail that's often overlooked. One of the victims, Frank Gusenberg, survived for 3 hours after being shot 14 times. When police asked him who shot him, he stuck to the gangster's code until his last breath, famously saying, "Nobody shot me." This silence spoke volumes about the terror Capone inspired. But Capone didn't account for something crucial. The massacre was so grotesque that photographs of the crime scene were published nationwide. The image of 7 bullet-riddled bodies lined up against a wall shocked a nation that had become somewhat desensitized to gangland violence. The lesser-known fact is that before the massacre, many Chicagoans actually viewed Capone favorably. He ran soup kitchens during the Depression and was seen as a Robin Hood figure by some. The massacre shattered this image completely. President Herbert Hoover's reaction is particularly telling. Upon seeing the massacre photos, he reportedly slammed his fist on his desk and declared, "I want that man Capone in jail." This marked the first time a US president personally ordered the pursuit of a criminal. The most ironic part, Capone's perfect alibi worked against him. By being in Florida, he was crossing state lines while conducting business, making his activities federal crimes. This gave the government more jurisdiction to investigate his affairs. Treasury agent Frank Wilson discovered something fascinating during the subsequent investigation. While examining Capone's spending habits, he found receipts from a Philadelphia department store for expensive clothes, paid in cash. This seemingly minor detail helped prove Capone had unreported income. The Valentine's Day massacre set off a chain reaction Capone never anticipated. His attempt to eliminate competition through violence backfired. Unable to link him to the murders, the government followed his money trail instead. In a twist of fate, the man behind countless murders was brought down by tax evasion. What was meant to cement his power instead sparked his downfall. Later, suffering from neurosyphilis in Alcatraz, Capone reportedly called the massacre his biggest blunder. It marked the moment American society decided enough was enough, leading to his 11-year prison sentence and the end of his empire.